up the Route 66 thing here.
I'm so sad.
He kind of is.
For example, if I was towing a large fifth wheel, I don't think I would go to... Okay, today we are going to be concluding our series on Route 66. If and when you decide to go along Route 66, because it's on many people's bucket list, I did see someone else post today, and they were asking for information, and they were saying, yeah, on our way back, we're going to do Route 66. And I wanted to jump in with just like, and then I'm thinking, just watch our videos. We hit most of the highlights.
Yes, we did. Now, some of you might see or experience something that we didn't talk about. Share, please.
But if you are planning on doing most of Route 66, we went essentially from Kingman to St. Louis.
Yes.
You will burn yourself out eventually. And there are some things we're seeing and some not.
That is very true. But there are 3 places that we stopped at along the way that we weren't able to show in our videos for some reason, either time or space or whatever. And I want to cover those right now. One stop was in Joseph City, Arizona. It is the iconic Jack Rabbit Trading Post. It was opened in 1948, and it drew tourists, and still draws them today, to stop and see what Here It is all about. Much like the red Burma shave signs, they did a mileage sign along the highway, counting down the miles remaining till you got to the oversized jackrabbit. It's a fun short stop for photos, souvenirs. You can get a couple beverages or maybe even a couple pins, kind of like I did, one of Oregon and one of New Hampshire. We always like to talk about RV parking, and in this case, it's kind of limited. You have to kind of tuck yourself into a spot along the road. Use caution, but there should be plenty of space. That brings us to the next experience, and it's on the National Registry of Historic Places. It's the Wigwam Motel No. 6, to be specific, just west of the Jackrabbit in Holbrook, Arizona. We've talked about other motels along Route 66, like La Posada in Winslow, Arizona, or the Motel Safari in Tucumcari, New Mexico. It's number 6 of many built around the world, and is famous for the question, have you slept in a wigwam lately? I'm not going to go into a lot of the details about how it was built or by who, but I am going to link you to a documentary on YouTube by Paul Lewis, one of the original owner's sons. And by the way, they still actually manage the motel. You can visit the museum, but the fun is really spending a night in one of the wigwams. I'd make it a part of visiting the north end of the Petrified forest, just to the east. So what about RVs and parking? Well, if you're visiting and spending the night, I'd suggest just parking on either side of the complex. There's a nice paved road that's a dead end, and it has easy access to the historic Wigwam Motel. Randy and I are going to jump back in just a minute and talk honestly about traveling Route 66 in an RV, and is it really doable? But before that, I just wanted to remind you to give us a thumbs up, ring our bell, and as always, visit our website, twobearstrekking.com. But I also wanted to ask a favor for everyone who's watching. If you're not a subscriber to our channel, do so. There are some exciting things ahead for this channel, and we want you to be a part of it. The third and final experience will take us outside of the heart of Route 66, the states of Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. We go to Oklahoma and the city of Chandler and the Old Armory, or as they call it, Route 66 Interpretive Center Video Tour Museum and Gift Shop. Whew, that's a lot to say. The Video Tour Museum is made up of, well, a series of videos about Route 66. But what makes it fun is that they have beds that you relax on while watching. Very Route 66. but Randy didn't find it as amusing as I did. What about RV parking, you ask? Well, like the Visitor Center in Winslow, Arizona, there is plenty of RV parking. It's out behind the back of the building. It's a fun stop since there is such limited experiences with regards to Route 66 in Oklahoma. So you should stop and enjoy the videos and the gift shop. I personally really enjoyed Route 66. But as I mentioned, most of the true experiences are in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Take your time in those states and enjoy the people. And if you happen to stop by Outpost Saloon, look up and find our license plates up on the ceiling. Now, back to Randy.
Some spots that are tougher to get into. For example, if I was towing a large fifth wheel, I don't think I would go to Forest Park.
No.
There is public transportation that takes you there. You might be able to find a space to park somewhere and hop on public transportation.
Right.
But I just wouldn't do it because getting in and out of those urban areas, it's just too much of a risk.
And it's not just Forest Park. This is almost all urban areas on Route 66.
Right. Oklahoma City, Albuquerque, we've talked about as well.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and our series on Route 66. We hope you enjoy it. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you've seen and what you're hoping to see. As always, don't hesitate to ask questions. We love answering questions. And as always,
Keep on trekking.